Ah, it started to rain. Let's see if it will stop, as it's just drizzling a little bit anyways currently. And what did I read today? Lots about police drones and stuff like that for some reason. There's often that debate whether or not they should be able to use it for things such as privacy concerns, where people are afraid police will use it to spy on people, for example, who aren't necessarily breaking the law or anything like that. This one says, Rise of the Police Drones, Chula Vista. This seems to be the police department that's mentioned a lot when it comes to drone usage anyways. It says the second largest city in San Diego County is leading the nation in the use of police drones. Over the past 4 years, the Chula Vista Police Department has paved the way, rather airways, for police departments across the nation for the deployment of drones to assist and protect officers in the line of duty. But has the program been effective in deterring crime and catching criminals, and at what cost to privacy? There's the debate. The police department says the drones are not used as surveillance tool. It also says that the data will not be sold or disseminated, nor will it be used to bolster other types of digital surveillance programs such as facial recognition, automated license plate readers, and streetlight cameras. CBSA dug into the number of the calls since 2022, the outcomes, as well as a legal challenge that may result in the department, as well as departments across the state and the nation, having to turn over videos that the drone captures while flying over public streets and private property. And this is an interesting thought in relation to that, where a lot of people would say, well, there's cameras and stuff everywhere anyway, so what does it matter in terms of privacy? It says, due to the city's proximity to the border, its size, and San Diego County's large military presence, Chula Vista has been coined one of the most heavily surveyed cities in the country. Its drone program, seen as a model for other agencies nationwide, is now adding to that label. Chula Vista police say the drone program is to enhance emergency calls for service. The drones are expected to stay clear of any areas a person would expect to have privacy, such as inside private buildings, per the department's use statement online. This general policy can be overridden by a judge-issued warrant or an emergency, which falls under the department's discretion. The department's drone operators are in charge of determining which call is deemed as an emergency, meaning they can fly to crime and accident scenes, search for missing or wanted people, check fires, or view the damage of a major disaster. That would kind of imply, well, if it's their discretion and all that, you can pretty much just use it whenever you want, right? Despite what's written down in the rules. So would people be actually okay with this? And it says, because of the privacy concerns of Chula Vista leading the smart cities movement, which includes its Mirage surveillance technologies, the City Council created a privacy task force in 2022. The Privacy Protection and Technology Advisory Committee is similar to San Diego's Privacy Advisory Board, which is a team of experts appointed to advise the council on surveillance tech and how to improve its management and security. Some of those things too, where they say they are not using it for facial recognition and all that. I think it's just a matter of time until you will see, for example, people using drones in these ways, like officials and all that. So either way, I think it's coming inevitably. It's whether or not, I guess, people are okay with the way it's done in this regards, or should there be like restrictions, for example, versus like a camera in a regular area. You can pretty much capture everything in a public space, so should this be the same or no? And in terms of some statistics that they say here, in terms of drone flights from January 2022 to February 13, 2024, there was 8,883 flights over that period, which works out to about 11 flights a day, according to this. Does that seem kind of, I guess, normal, I guess, in terms of police calls? But again, with the way it's written there, they could pretty much just use it whenever they want. They can just say it's an emergency, right? I mean, that's happened in recent times when it came to other topics. People could just say it's a quote emergency. They think it's crazy or whatever, so they need to enforce this and that. So will it go overboard in this case? Who knows? With that thought, actually, when they talk about police drones, I guess the first thing you would think of is going to some spot, for example, where someone has a gun, trying to find someone running away. So I was reading this at first, and it says here, police used drones to bust 3 criminals while hare coursing. 3 men have been charged with hare coursing in East Cleveland after police successfully deployed a drone to witness the criminals in the acts. So there's an example where this could be used as, I guess, video evidence, just a flying camera. It says the legislation means it is illegal to go equipped for, search for, or pursue hares with dogs, and an offense to trespass with intent to search for or pursue hares with dogs, a law which passed the courts in August 2022. The 3 men were later caught and charged with community protection warning letters, and one was found possessing cannabis, resulting in a warning. This charge follows another recent finding of hare coursing when 2 other men were fined over $6,000 each. The damage caused by hare coursers to fields, particularly fresh seed beds, can leave farmers and landowners with significant crop damage totaling thousands of pounds in value. Cleveland Police Chief Inspector John Hagan commented on the very successful intervention. It allows us to provide reassurance, gather intelligence, and take action against those intent on causing crime or ASB in rural areas. Yeah, so that's a great example, I think. So if the police officer says we suspect like some kind of crime's happening, or I guess emergency or whatever, could they just use it in these ways, and would you be okay with it? Imagine something more common every day, like you've seen sometimes when I'm walking, people just ignore the traffic lights, they jaywalk. So could you imagine a police drone going down, I guess, the whole block and all that, just trying to find a jaywalker to ticket them or something like that? Like, would you be okay with that in general? And with a lot more companies and organizations wanting to use AI, how about here, where apparently they're doing research on how to use AI to track things like hockey game and their data, I guess. It says here, going top shelf with AI to better track hockey data. Researchers from the University of Waterloo got a valuable assist from artificial intelligence tools to help capture and analyze data from professional hockey games faster and more accurately than ever before, with big implications for the business of sports. The research paper, Player Tracking and Identification in Ice Hockey, was published in the journal Expert Systems with Applications. The growing field of hockey analytics currently relies on the manual analysis of video footage from games. Professional hockey teams across the sport, notably in the National Hockey League, make important decisions regarding players' careers based on that information. The goal of our research is to interpret a hockey game through video more effectively and efficiently than a human, said Dr. David Clossy, a professor in Waterloo's Department of Systems Design Engineering. One person cannot possibly document everything happening in a game. It's kind of funny with that image there. It almost reminds me of how I believe when they showed hockey initially, like in the US, because it wasn't as big like a while ago, they had like all these digital effects where like the hockey puck, for example, they had like a tracker. So every time someone shot the puck, it looked like a video game, for example, like this trail of light. Apparently people were having difficulty following like where the puck was, so they thought that was a great solution. Whereas I know a lot of people here, they didn't like it. It makes me think too, in this case, if you're watching a sport, imagine the AI is just so good, it can analyze every single detail. Would you actually prefer the AI just spewing out the raw data of what's happening, or would you rather, for example, see what you see now, like sports commentators and all that, while the games are playing? I guess the rain isn't stopping today, huh? Put the test for the archive. Alright, see you guys later.